to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Mario Cristobal, the Miami Hurricanes. Look, a lot of us thought Miami was going to be good in 2025. I don't think many of us thought it was going to look this good this early in 2025. There have been a laundry list of surprises that we've seen with Miami through the first 4 games of 2025. I want to get into the most important and the biggest surprises that we've seen from this football team through the first 4 games of 2025. It's a long, we got a lot to talk about. Fired up to get into it. Before we do, and as always, most importantly, to the Miami fans, look, I got 5 surprises that I want to really dive into. There's probably 10 or 15. And the cool part about it is it's certain players, it's certain position groups, it's all over the roster. Would love to hear from you guys in the comment section. The second part is the amount of support that this fan base has shown the boys been amazing. Appreciate you guys. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. Many of y'all been rocking with the boys not only in the fall, but in the summer as we break down commitments, in the winter as we talk the portal, in the spring as we talk spring practice. The support this fan base continues to show the boys means the world. Appreciate you guys. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. By far, to me, the biggest surprise, what this team is on defense. Now, number one, there are some individual performances that have just been elite. I mean, Ruben Bain currently is the best player in college football, the most impactful player in college football. Then you look at Akeem Mesidor. Look, he's probably in the top 10. Ruben Bain's getting most of the national media spotlight. Akeem Mesidor is nipping at Ruben Bain's heels. You look at the inside of the defensive line. You look at some of the additions at the linebacker and safety room. Look, there's been a lot of individual really good performances through the first 4 weeks. The biggest takeaway I have is this defense just feels different from a culture standpoint. And I really break it down into 2 different factors. Number one, the effort level, the energy. We see defensive coordinators take the press conference stand in the introductory press conference, and they'll get up there and say, hey, we're going to play fast. We're going to play physical, discipline, swarm to the football, all this different coach speak, and we don't see it on the football field. Corey Heatherman came in there about as intense of a dude as you're going to see. Said all the right things in the press conference, but we were still in wait and see mode. We've seen it. That the team effort on defense is elite. And when you combine team effort with multiple first round caliber NFL draft picks, that's when you get a special defense. And that's what we've seen from Miami up until this point. I mean, the worst game this defense had was against Notre Dame. It turns out that Notre Dame's offense might be one of the best units in the country. I can't say the same thing for their defense, but that offense is legit. And Miami did a brilliant job dealing with that Notre Dame offense. This has been one of the best defenses that we've seen in the country up until this point. Now, the second part about it is the discipline. It's one thing to play hard, to swarm to the football, all of the things that Miami's doing, but you got to do it the right way as well. Nothing comes easy against this Miami defense. The zone drops are amazing. The different blitz packages are incredible. They're getting really, really creative with that defensive front, moving guys around, moving Akeem Mesidor, moving Ruben Bain, using Marquise Lightfoot. Run fits have been really, really clean as well. We're not missing tackles. When you combined NFL talent, legitimate game records like Ruben Bain and Akeem Mesidor, and then you put that together with energy and effort, and then you put that together with discipline, that's the recipe, man. And when we're seeing that play out, and it was so bad last year, everything seemed so easy for opposing offenses in 2024. In one offseason, Corey Heatherman has come in and absolutely put this defense on its head. It looks like a brand new defense. And it's not only personnel, it's just this defense as a whole has clicked immediately to start 2025. The cool part about it is, what if it just gets better? What if, as guys get more comfortable with what Corey Heatherman is asking of them, what if it gets better going into October, get better going into November? That's the talking point next. I mean, you talk about Miami taking that step, going out and winning a national championship. It's not about what the team you are in September. It's about how you play and what kind of team you are when it comes to January. If this team gets better as the season goes on, make no mistake about it, it's a national championship caliber team. Number two, and we got to give a golf clap to not only the coaches, but the personnel staff. Very, very underrated part about our sport is, yeah, the coaches in terms of scheme and player development, that all matters. Your personnel department, the evaluation of guys in the portal, really, really important. And Miami's hit rate with their new additions in the portal, where's the miss? Like, where's the guy that Miami went out, spent money on, brought him in, and has been disappointing? Because I mean, you could say maybe Kamal Bonner, maybe Charles Brantley. Look, I don't think it's Kamal Bonner's a bad football player. There's a large sample size that tells us Charles Brantley's actually a pretty damn good football player. It's not like they're busts. You just got players who are in front of them that are better. There's not a player that Miami brought in that has disappointed. In fact, it's been the exact opposite. Even some of the guys that we were not necessarily sold on when they came to Miami in the portal are playing much better than expected. Let's just go down the list. Jacoby Thomas is probably the best example. I thought Jacoby Thomas was solid. I thought he filled a need that Miami had, but I didn't think he'd be great. He's been very, very good for Miami. Zachariah Poyser, we expected to be good. I'd argue that Jacoby Thomas might be the better safety thus far in 2025. Not that it matters that much. Keontae Scott at nickel, I loved him coming out of the portal. I think he's been great. Getting him back in that position that he's comfortable with, really, really good. Mo Torre's been everything we hoped. When Mo Torre committed to Miami, is, hey, can we get the version of Mo Torre that we saw in 2023? Dang right, that's exactly what we got. David Blay might be the most important portal addition that Miami made. He's played a ton of football for Miami. He's been a hammer against the run, has gotten after the passer when he's gotten his opportunities. It wasn't the flashiest move coming from La Tech to Miami. The national media wasn't talking a ton about this kid. This was a massive player that they needed to hit with, and golly, do we feel like they've hit with David Blake. Then you go to the offensive side of the football. It's just people exceeding expectations, right? Carson Beck has been exactly what we hoped for. Even though he didn't play all that good against Florida, he's been very solid. Shamar Brown's been way better than we expected. We kind of thought he'd be that running back 3. Him and Mark Fletcher as that running back duo the last couple of weeks, giving teams massive problems. CJ Daniels, much better than many people thought he was going to be. Keelan Marion's been solid. Keelan Marion hasn't been great. That was another guy that I wasn't totally sold on. I think he's doing everything Miami needs him to do. James Brockermeyer has been solid at center. Like, where's the transfer portal addition that's underperforming? That's not being the guy we thought he was going to be. Because it's one thing to go out and make noise in the portal. Oklahoma went out and got Jaden Ott in the spring. Jaden Ott's barely played for them. Georgia went out and spent a boatload of money on Noah Thomas. Noah Thomas has been a non-factor. There's a laundry list of guys where teams go out, pay money for, and they don't perform. So far, Miami doesn't have that. All the names that are highlighted in red, the guys that, hey, if Miami wanted to compete for a college football playoff spot, we needed to hit with those additions. They've all worked out up until this point, 2025. It's hard to do. Miami's personnel staff did a great job evaluating these guys in the portal. Number 3, wide receiver play. I don't, maybe great's a little bit of an overstatement, but here's the statement I'd make is, hey, Miami's wide receiver play has been pretty damn good when everybody thought it was going to stink. And JoJo Trader hasn't caught a ball yet to start 2025. Did anybody have that on their bingo card? CJ Daniels been really good. The story is Malachi Toney. You talk about one of the biggest surprises for Miami. It's that a true freshman who's a reclassified guy, he should still be a senior in high school, has come in and become the wide receiver 1 for this offense and is doing it at an extremely high level. When you need a play to be made, it's 3rd and 4. We need a guy to go create separation, catch the football, move the chains for us. You're leaning on, is he 17 years old or is he 18 years old now? He's probably still 17. We're leaning on the 17-year-old Malachi Toney, and he has come up time and time again. He is becoming Carson Beck's guy in this Miami Hurricanes passing attack. It's been a little bit, look, to the Miami fans that follow this team closely, that are reading the spring practice intel, that are reading the fall camp intel, maybe it's not a massive surprise because we've been hearing this for the last 8 months, but it's one thing to hear buzz in spring and fall. It's another thing for them to do it when the lights are the brightest. And Malachi Toney's done that time and time again. How about the last one? Really important ingredient when you're talking about a team that you want to see make the playoffs or you want to see win a national championship. Big moment success. In fact, this is an aspect of Miami that's not always been great, right? When Miami's played well enough in a lot of games, Miami's played winning football plenty. But in the biggest moments, they've sometimes, at times, failed to, especially over the last couple of years. Look at what they're doing on third downs on offense. Top 25 third down offense in the country. Top 20 fourth down offense in the country. How about on defense? One of the best third down defenses in the country. You've seen this team when it's time to go make a play in the biggest moments of the game. Miami's coming up with those plays. That's not something we could say regarding Miami over the last couple of years. This year, in the big moments, Miami's coming up with those plays. How about when we've seen the ball start rolling in the opposite direction? You know, Miami played winning football for 3 quarters against Notre Dame, arguably dominated Notre Dame for 3 quarters. Notre Dame gets a few plays to go their way. The snowball starts going in the wrong direction. Miami stops the snowball, pushes the snowball back uphill, and goes out and wins that game. You can say the same exact thing for Florida. Look, Miami should have won that game by 4 touchdowns. But somehow, in the third quarter, Florida had the football only down 6. They shouldn't have. Like Miami's got to be better putting that game away in the first half. But the ball started rolling in the wrong direction. What did you see from that football team? Come up with a big play, go out and put the game away. This is stuff we haven't seen from Miami up until this point in Mario Cristobal's tenure. It's the stuff that we're seeing, and I'm not trying to give it all to a guy like Carson Beck, but that was one of the things I loved about getting Carson Beck in the portal. It's a guy that's played a lot of big-time football, been in a lot of these big-time moments. When you're Miami, you want to make a playoff. You want to win a national championship. Having a quarterback that's been in those moments and normally came out on the winning side of things, that matters. That winner in this program feels a little bit different too. It's hard to describe, right? But I feel like we all kind of feel it in 2025. Those have been my biggest surprises. I mean, individual guys, it's all over the place, right? A lot of really positive developments. Markel Bell at or left tackle, excuse me, been freaking nails. There's a lot of positives, a lot of surprises, and hey, now the conversations just keep getting better as a football team. All right, we'll pause it there. Appreciate you guys rocking with it. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.